हेलो एवरीवन ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स को सुनाई दे रहा है? कैन यू हियर? गुड आफ्टरनून।
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so I was discussing in last class, I told you all the basic properties of Dirac delta function, and now let us solve some questions based on Dirac delta function. One very important thing is that I have told you that if you want to represent something which is present at one point and absent at all other point, we can use delta function. So let us see how we can represent the density of a point charge. Density of a point charge. So density of a point charge is something which is present at one point and it is absent at all other points, right? Yes or no? Density, if you take a point charge, so point charge is only localized, it is present at one point and it is absent at all other points. So how to represent the density of a point charge? I mean rho of a point charge. Yes? So it can be represented by rho is equal to Q naught. Q naught is the charge and then you will write डेल्टा, मैंने क्या बताया था 3 डायमेंशन में 1 अपॉन r स्क्वायर साइन थीटा इंटू डेल्टा क्यू r. Okay, delta 3r. Yes, this is how we represent the charge density of a point charge. Charge density of a point charge. So suppose I want to calculate total charge. So what I will do? बताओ. It will be integral rho d tau. Total charge हो जाएगा integral rho d tau. So it is equal to integral q naught by r square sin theta into delta function r, and what is d tau? R square sin theta d theta d phi dr. Okay, now this is cancelled and it becomes q naught into integral, what is del q bar? Del r del theta del phi into, so it is actually triple integral, 3 dimension है, into d theta d phi and dr. This is one, so it is equal to q naught. सो इवन एक पॉइंट चार्ज को भी हम चार्ज डेंसिटी के फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं ओनली बाय यूजिंग डिराक डेल्टा फंक्शन। डिराक डेल्टा फंक्शन का यूज करके हम चार्ज डेंसिटी को किस फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं? पॉइंट चार्ज को चार्ज डेंसिटी के फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं। वी कैन राइट पॉइंट चार्ज एज अ चार्ज डेंसिटी। तो सिमिलरली वी कैन ऑल्सो राइट, suppose you want to write charge density of a spherical shell. Spherical shell, तो shell पे क्या है? Shell is having charge only on the surface and it is absent everywhere else. Charge is only present on the surface and it is absent elsewhere. So if you suppose Q charge is spread, so मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूं कि जब रेडियस A हो तब फाइनाइट वैल्यू मिले और अदरवाइज एब्सेंट हो, राइट? तो सपोज Q चार्ज इज स्प्रेड, Q चार्ज इज स्प्रेड, so I can write sigma as Q by 4 pi r square delta function r minus a. Delta function r minus a. So if you integrate this, you will get total charge as capital Q. And similarly, even line charge density can also be represented in the similar way. Line charge density can also be represented. If you want to represent lambda, it will be Q by 2 pi r. And delta function, suppose it is only present at r is equal to 0, it is absent otherwise, so it can be represented like this. समझ आ गया? So Dirac delta function can be used to represent the point charge, surface charge or volume charge or line charge densities. ये बहुत ही important application है Dirac delta function का. Is it clear? So now let us take some let us take some questions which are previous year questions. The first one is, suppose we have integral 0 to 3 t square delta function 3t minus 6 dt. Suppose you want to calculate this. So there is a function. This is the case of delta fx. Here it is delta 3t minus 6. So fx is, ft is ft is 3t minus 6, put it equal to 0, then you get t is equal to 2, correct? So only one. So what is delta function 3t minus 6 is equal to delta function t minus 2 upon f dash. F dash is 3. So mod of 3. So replace this. It is 0 to 3 t square delta function t minus 2 upon 3. This 2 is coming between 0 and 3. 2 बीच में आ रहा है. So it will be 1 by 3 into 2 square. So it is 4 by 3. अगर एक से ज्यादा और होते तो हम समेशन करके लिखते इसकी जगह पे. इज इट ओके? आगे बढ़े भाई. The Dirac delta function, delta x satisfies this equation. Integral minus infinity to infinity fx delta function x dx is equal to f0. Obviously, ये तो normal equation है. And fx is given. It is a well-behaved function. And they are saying that x has dimension of momentum. X has dimension of momentum. Okay. Now, what is the dimension of delta x? डेल्टा x का डायमेंशन क्या होगा? तो डायमेंशनली देखो तो ये इक्वेशन कैसी है? fx डेल्टा x dx is equal to f0. Dimensionally, this equation is like this. fx and f0 will have same dimension. So delta x will have dimension 1 upon dx. Dx will have dimension of x. So it will have dimension of momentum. So delta x will have dimension of inverse of moment. देखिए ध्यान से. ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. Next question is that if suppose integral of minus infinity to plus infinity x square plus 1 delta x square minus 3x plus 2 dx, what is the value? Again, it is a case of function. So x square plus x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So it will become x square minus x minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. So x minus 1 minus 2 x minus 1 is equal to 0. X minus 2 x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 2 and 1. टू एंड वन. अब दो पॉइंट्स आ गए तो f डैश क्या होगा? 2x माइनस 3. सो f डैश 2 की जरूरत पड़ेगी विच इज 1 एंड f डैश 1 की जरूरत पड़ेगी विच इज माइनस 1. ओके, so delta function x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to delta function x minus 2 plus delta function x minus 1, because denominator में mod of f dash 2 and mod of f dash 1 होगा. Now put this is in integral. What we will get? Integral minus infinity to plus infinity x square plus 1 into delta function x minus 2 plus delta function x minus 1 and dx. दोनों से मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. So it will become integral minus infinity to plus infinity x square plus 1 delta function x minus 2 dx plus minus infinity to plus infinity x square plus 1 into delta function x minus 1 dx. Now this will become, बताओ भाई, 5 and this will become 2. So answer is 7. Is it okay भाई? Next question is pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity e to the power minus mod of x delta function sine of phi x and dx. Now this time fx is sine of pi x, and let us put it equal to 0. Sine of pi x is n pi. So x is equal to n, which is 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 dash dash dash. What is derivative? F dash x will become pi cos pi x, which is, when you put the values, it will either become 1 or minus 1, but because of mod it will be always 1. सबको समझ आ रहा है? Because of the mod it will always become 1. Now delta function sine of pi x will become, क्या क्या हो जाएगा? पहले 0 डेल्टा 0 प्लस
delta x minus 1
प्लस डेल्टा
x plus 1
प्लस डेल्टा x minus 2 प्लस डेल्टा x plus 2 प्लस डैश डैश डैश, और आगे 1 upon pi. It is coming from here. So mod of cos of n pi is always 1, which is in the denominator. इसमें पुट कर दो पाई इंटू 1 by pi इंटीग्रल माइनस इन्फिनिटी टू प्लस इन्फिनिटी e to the power minus mod of x and delta function sin of pi x. इसकी जगह डेल्टा फंक्शन 0, डेल्टा फंक्शन x minus 1, डेल्टा फंक्शन x plus 1 plus dash dash dash. Now dx. Now this will cancel. It will become e to the power 0 plus e to the power 1 plus e to the power minus 1 plus e to the power 2 plus e to the power minus 2 plus dash dash dash. Okay?
Sir, there we have minus mod x. Not give the minus values, plus values. Always it will be minus. Isn't it?
yes sir, the minus of minus mod.
This is mod here, right? So mod is always there. Huh?
minus mode xn. So what is the minus value?
वेट, इस स्टेप को दोबारा लिख देता हूं. So here we have e to the power minus of mod of x. तो जब ये मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो we will get e to the power 0 plus e to the power minus 1 because of mod 1. Then we have e to the power minus 1 plus e to the power minus 2 plus e to the power minus 2 plus dash dash dash. Okay. अब इसको ऐड करना है. कैसे ऐड किया जाए?
Geometric series. We can use geometric series.
पहला है 1 plus 2 times ना, ऐसे हो जाएगा.
Yes, sir.
And it is 1 plus 2 times first term upon 1 minus common ratio. So what is e to the power minus 2 upon e to the power minus 1? It is e to the power minus 1. Is it okay? So this will become 1 plus 2 times 1 by e upon e minus 1 by e. Correct? So it will become e minus 1 plus 2 upon e minus 1, which is e plus 1 upon e minus 1. I have used here sum of infinity is equal to a upon 1 minus r. ठीक है ना, आगे बढ़े. Now, next question is integral minus infinity to plus infinity dx and delta x square minus pi square and cos of x. What is delta x square minus pi square? बोलिए भाई, 1/2 pi delta x plus pi plus delta x minus pi. By putting function is equal to 0, x is equal to plus minus pi मिलेगा और डेरिवेटिव क्या मिलेगा 2x. So it will become integral minus infinity to plus infinity dx 1/2 pi delta x plus pi plus delta x minus pi into cos x. Now use it 1/2 pi cos of minus pi plus 1/2 pi cos of pi. तो ये हो जाएगा -1/2 pi minus 1/2 pi which is -1/pi. Cos of pi is equal to -1. And cos of minus pi is also -1. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Next is I is equal to 100 root 2 by pi integral 0 to pi by 2 x times delta function 2 sin x minus under root 2 dx. Now what is fx? Fx is 2 sin x minus root 2 is equal to 0. So sin x is root 2 by 2 which is 1 by root 2. Sin of x is equal to sin of कितना है pi by 4 plus 2n pi, right? तो x is equal to pi by 4 plus minus 2n pi. अब देख लो तुम्हारे पास विंडो सिर्फ है 0 से पाई बाई 2 की. तो एक तो हो गया x0 विच इज पाई बाई 4, ओके है. और 1 कितना होगा पाई बाई 4 प्लस 2 pi. It will be out. So only one will be there. ठीक है ना? क्लियर है सबको? तो कितना होगा? बताओ भाई। 100√2/pi integral 0 to pi by 2, and what is the derivative? F dash 2 cos x, मतलब 1/√2. So it will be x into √2 delta function x minus pi by 4 and dx. तो कितना हो जाएगा? 100√2 into 2, 2 by pi into pi by 4, pi cancel, 425, which is 50. ठीक है? सबका आ रहा है? x की जगह pi by 4. Divided by, oh, that's why. This √2 is 1 upon √2. So this and this will cancel. So this will not be there. 25. Mod is divided, na? ठीक है? So these are some questions. अब आपको आइडिया हो गया कैसे करना है? तो दिस इज द बेसिक ऑफ डेल्टा फंक्शन। और कहीं भी ये ध्यान रखना कि कभी भी कोई क्वांटिटी अगर लिख रहे हो, सपोज यू आर राइटिंग अ क्वांटिटी विद डेल्टा फंक्शन, so the result answer should come. For example, if you are writing charge density is equal to suppose charge, and you are writing here delta function, delta q bar, okay, this is in the form of delta function. So it is divided by what is the charge density, q q into delta q bar. Is it correct? When you open this, what I mean, this is notation ना, तो रो को कैसे लिखते हैं, q into, बताओ भाई, 1 बाय आर स्क्वायर साइन थीटा, और इसको डेल आर, डेल थीटा एंड डेल फाई ऐसे लिखा जाता है। दिस इज द 3 डायमेंशनल डेल्टा फंक्शन। तो डेल्टा क्यूब आर इज इक्वल टू, इन नोटेशन it is 1 minus r square sin theta del r del theta and del phi। तो जब भी आप इंटीग्रल रो डी टाउ करो तब तो पूरा चार्ज मिल जाना चाहिए ना, because total charge is q, so you should, this is the checkpoint, should always get it, okay? Okay then, we will start something else in next class. किसी को कुछ पूछना तो नहीं है? Okay, thank you.
Sir, I just lost my connection in between. Can you explain the last point that you explained once again?
Last point is that if you are writing any charge density using delta function, so finally if you integrate you should get total amount of charge, na? So that is the
Yeah.
checkpoint.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.